I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the
Oh, look at that. Better take that away, hadn't I? It's not very good. Now I can't find it. Oh, goodness me. Good evening, everyone. Truly. Now, you like the new style, isn't it? Just awesome. Hi, Jean Hartman. Today, yesterday, every day is a different day, but smiling and happy to be here, and I'm glad you're here. Michelle made it live. It's cool to have you on tonight live, my sweet. Joy Cook, hello, and Kelly and Ash, good evening. We do have some other people to join us, but hey, we're on the fast track tonight. We got in really early, or should I say on time. Ooh, hi, Kylie Russell, welcome. Good to have you here too. So there's someone else, whoever else is watching, good evening to you. So how have you all been since last week? What's rocking your boat? And especially at this time of year, 11th of the 12th. What a shame it's not 12th of the 12th, 2023. Power numbers. You know, there's power in numbers the same as there's power in your words and power in your thoughts. The song is there's magic all around us. Well, there's power within you all around you. And it just comes down to how you use it and how aligned you are with it. So Archangel Ezekiel was on the show. Is that the right way to say it? Archangel Ezekiel joined us on Soul and Beyond some weeks ago. And then as a result of that, we went into the Healing and Forgiveness workshop, which I did on Saturday. And I've actually said in another post that the insights that have come as a result of this injury have been really quite astounding, quite amazing. But it took me all day Saturday into Saturday night and part of Sunday to recover from facilitating the workshop. My question to Archangel Ezekiel was, You bring divine light. Good evening, Karen. Welcome. You are, a divine archangel, and you are borrowing my physical self to bring your messages forward and your guidance, for you leave me absolutely shattered. And the reply was that the energy that they use from my physical self is 10 times the amount that a smartphone uses. 10 times. Good evening, Joe. How are you, darling? How's your leg? So isn't that amazing? So in getting more insights into that, the fact that I have an injury means that there is healing still needing to take place, particularly in my brain and teeth and neck. So that's bone elements, but the brain is a whole different kettle of fish. And I returned to work, meaning bringing through divine energy, too soon. So the energy that is used by these divine messengers didn't really help the physical body, the physical energy. And for me, that was like, really? We bring divine energy through to heal, and yet that's not what was happening here. And the reply to that was yet another insight. So when I prepare to bring divine healing or guidance through to you, it was a powerhouse workshop, Michelle. I was delighted. Oh, good evening, Linda Gold. And that's great news, Joe. Good to hear it. Yeah, I was fine during the facilitation, Michelle, and that's because it wasn't my energy that was being exuded, but it was my energy that was being depleted. And that was really really interesting for me. I'm like, how does that work? Because bringing healing energy through or guidance through doesn't do that. So looking at it and asking to be shown, the difference is when I bring energy through for one of you to facilitate a healing or guidance, one, I'm usually without injury, but the person receiving it is not me. The person receiving the energy, it comes through me and out of me. But when it was me trying to facilitate healing or guidance or the likes of the workshop, that required my energy, my physical self in a different way. So this incident has been so enlightening and enriching in many different ways, really quite astounding. So as Michelle's commented there about the workshop, it was nothing short of incredible. And the power that came through me to deliver it was amazing, absolutely amazing. Archangel Ezekiel's presence and guidance was powerful, as you might expect, should we say that, with an archangel. The after effects were no fun at all, but everything that he brought forward was simply incredible. And as Michelle mentioned in a beautiful email she sent me, she's heard some of the guidance before, but heard it differently on Saturday. And this is something that I wanted to put forward to you tonight. If you are on your spiritual soul alignment path and you feel like you're going 2 steps forward, a little bit of a circle, 2 steps sideways, and then even a nothing, a pause and a nothing, then I'm going to ask you to be really compassionate and patient with yourself, because spiritual alchemy is a pathway It is a journey. And in this world, you are you're taken away from the power that you have within from the time you arrive. You're bombarded with everybody else's emotions, baggage, everything that they carry. And as a new baby, you are a sponge. So you soak that up. So you're behind the 8 ball before you get underway. But you chose to come to this world for the lived experience. So you kind of have to suck that up, what takes place, until you get to a point where you go, there's got to be something else. There has to be, oh, hi, Lisa, welcome. There has to be more to this. And the question that really needs to be asked is, who am I? There has to be more to me than this so far. Would you agree? So spiritual alchemy, which is what I absolutely love facilitating and bringing through for people, really does take time. And the reason it takes time is because of stagnant old energy wasted in false beliefs, in false perceptions and perspectives. My two favorite words, perception and perspective. And Archangel Ezekiel brought these things forward in more depth in the workshop, and also around your purpose of this life. Now, there's two parts to that: purpose of this life and your purpose in this life. And it really isn't semantics. We have a purpose of being here, and then we have a purpose in the life. So if you heard the term, I'm in this world, but not of it, and that's like purpose in this world and purpose in this life or of this life. Delving into that and finding the answers to that requires tremendous commitment. And it requires you to be committed to daily practices until you embody them and you become that way of being. Now, there are so many quicksand traps in everything around you until you've got a handle on this. So it takes courage. It takes an absolute dedicated commitment. And the number of people that I work with that want to heal something, or they want to find why they have so many challenges in their life. And they're, look, I'm full on with the commitment. Yeah, I can do that. But when push comes to shove, no, they're not. They're far from it. Their idea of commitment is to use the word busy. I'm really sorry I couldn't do the practices. I've been busy. I'm really sorry I had this happen. People turned up to my house or whatever. Work got busy. That's an excuse. That's an outright excuse. And we have become used to being pardoned by using the word busy. The other one is sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. So you've got this instant pardon. Well, the one thing that you're not pardoned from or by is your soul. Because when you make a commitment, especially when it's around soul alignment and finding the purpose of your life, the meaning of life, the meaning of this world, you're asking that from a far higher power. And as soon as you put it out there that that's what you want, it is taken as a commitment. It's not a half-assed thing with, oh, I'll get around to it. Yeah, I could be better at that. I could do. And this is where a lot of people fall off the wagon and come unstuck. Now, I heard a lady yesterday doing a talk because late yesterday afternoon, I attended an art exhibition for a short time. And one of the young artists gave a speech about her journey of becoming an artist. And in that, she said there's no such thing There's no free will. If you think there's free will, you're wrong. And that, of course, got my attention. What is she talking about? No free will. She's in for a big surprise when life is over in this world for her. She says that there is simply recycle, reset. Now, this I find really interesting because remember last week I was talking about the book Many Masters, Many Lifetimes by Dr. Weiss or Wise. And in that, with the way he's written the accounts of Catherine, his client, it actually did make me ask about the recycle that we do in this lifetime. You know, when do we ever get to heaven's door? You know, I often joke about you getting up there in front of Saint Peter or Saint Paul, sorry, and him going, "Oh, you know, sorry, you're going back." You know, I have been able to go to the healing plane of heaven with the different angels and understand what that is. And it is a cleansing, it is a healing of everything that has been taken up in this life so that the soul is completely free. And then you turn around and you're back. You come back. So for this young woman to say it is simply recycle and reset and there's no free will, I went, it doesn't really sit. But that is at present her perception, her understanding. It's her opinion, just as mine is. Yes, we definitely come back. However, the whole idea is for expansion, and it is meant to be that the different experiences we have in a lifetime offer the opportunity of expansion. Now, Lisa loved this part where we were learning through Archangel Ezekiel how really strong adversity, really strong feelings and emotions actually are a treasure for expansion. Because when you learn to step into the opposite of whatever it is you're experiencing, so what is the opposite of anxiety? What is the opposite of depression? What is the opposite of being sick? What's the opposite of having a disease? And this comes down to your beliefs and the kind of words you will use to express that opposite will be in direct alignment with your vibration and your frequency. And you can't move past that until you transform where you are in your perception and perspective of the words you use. Therefore, until you do, you become a recycle unit. And you are just recycled over and over again until you learn. So you will have all heard the stories of learn your lessons now, because otherwise you're coming back to do them again. And that's the same thing as being recycled. Is there no free will in that? No, that's not true at all. There is definitely free will. You have the free will is about how you have the right to make your choices, how you are able to make your own determinations for your life. Free will comes with a consequence. And when I had a chat with God and said, you must have a very good sense of humor because look at the mess these people make with their free will and using their free will. And the incredible answer was, I gave you a brain, a mind for the earth. I gave you the choice of your higher self and your connection direct to the divine, which is eternal. Now, it's up to you with your free will, which one of those you align to and you live through. And majority of people, apparently, this is dreadful, but apparently it is less than 3% of the world who actually choose to learn how to be aligned to their eternal self and to the divine. That's appalling, absolutely appalling. And it just goes to show how strong the hold is in this world and how easily blinkered, how easily trapped you can become. However, your free will is forever available. Your determination to decide whether you're going to use your free will to up your vibration, up your frequency, is in your hands and your hands only. So words like, I can't do this, I can't, and this is nobody in particular. I actually heard this from a client a couple of weeks ago before this, so however long that's been. I can't get my head around this. And the other thing he says is, I can't get my head into this. And I thought, wow, that's a really interesting statement. I can't get my head into this. That's straight out resistance, straight out denial, refusal, resistance. And until people go, you know what, I really am fed up with the way things are. What's the harm in trying this? And then they take a few steps and then they go backwards. So then they throw it in the dirt. It's like throwing their bike in the bushes and going home, bat and ball, going home. It takes more guts to follow this path than it does to be stuck in your head. It takes more guts to make a commitment to your soul and to find out who you really are beyond all the layers that have been put upon you this lifetime, last lifetime, whatever you've accumulated, than it does to just live in this world and be consumed by consumerism, materialism, gossip, the systems, the education system, the medical system. It takes no guts to be involved in any of that. It takes just blatant following. But remember, before everyone goes, oh, that's not fair, she's being mean. Unless you finally make the decision to go, who am I really? I am going to commit, and I mean I'm going to commit to a path of a higher way of living, then all that other stuff applies. The commitment is really important. And Archangel Ezekiel was with me earlier today, and I have some notes from that, from sitting with him today. And it was really interesting because he gave me more around the personality. Are you all still with me so far? Anybody making notes by any chance? Through some insight that came when I was on my healing bed myself and bringing the healing in for myself, the comment, the beautiful message was made. Now you can see that this world is an illusion, and you can see how non-attachment, thanks Jean, glad you're enjoying it, how this world hampers you through attachment. And in this world, nothing matters. Now, for people who have done no soul work, who are not the least bit awakened, can you imagine being told nothing here matters? Especially, say, a mother sitting beside her child who has a fatal illness in hospital. There's no way that someone in that position would be able to hear those words and comprehend them. But that is because the vibration, the frequency is way, way low, way down low. So my question was, is the personality a reflection of the soul? And the straight out answer was no. The personality is created. The personality is formed in accordance with your upbringing, in accordance with the lessons that you signed up for in this life. Be nice to get that agreement, wouldn't it? You might like to make some changes by now. So your personality is nothing to do with your soul. As Archangel Ezekiel said on Saturday, the way that you can see or feel when somebody is coming from the soul and is aligned with their soul is they have a very different energy, a different presence. People will say that they glow. People will say they have a radiance or a beautiful light about them. That is the soul, that is not the personality. So the first thing when people want to really know who they are is to be able to get beyond that personality. And there are a number of you here who can attest to the fact that that is simply not easy to do. Why wouldn't it be easy? Why can't it be easy? If we have magic within us, and if we have, it said we have the power, we hold the power within us. So why isn't it easy to find who we truly are and to be able to just drop this persona and flourish, revel in the wonders of the soul? Well, you can do it, most definitely. You would have to be even more courageous. Like I said, takes courage, takes guts to begin and to work through a soul-led life, a soul-fueled life. Because if you wanted to really just let all this go, then you would have to be prepared for the onslaught from everyone you know. And that means you would have to be prepared to walk away. Or you would have to have the guts to say, well, this is me. This is me. And if you can't love me as me, then I guess we're parting ways. But that is not so easy to do for most people. What's Kelly saying? Without attachment, it would be easy. Learning to let go of it. Yes, exactly, Kelly. And this is the biggest learning that you can embrace. What is it to live without attachment? It means that you don't have an emotional attachment to things and to people. Now, I know of a couple of you on here now be like, oh, I can't do that. I can't not have an attachment to my mum and dad, to my family. Now, there's your mind. That is the mind, because your soul knows how to do unconditional love and pure joy, and in that there is no attachment. Hint, hint. When you go, oh my God, I can't not be attached to people I love, you're in conditional love. You are attached to conditional love. Unconditional love is hold that butterfly in your hands and never crush it. Unconditional love lets everyone around you be. So some people want to swing into, well, I can't let everybody be. What about somebody that assaults someone? What about this? What about that? Well, that is living in a place of very low vibration, because when you are above that, you don't encounter those kind of energies. You don't have that sort of thing come in your life. So how are you all going with this tonight? It's pretty tough, isn't it? And it's not where I thought we were going. But it is always a surprise, and that's the great fun part of this. Thanks, Kelly. Glad you're enjoying it too. Getting out of your head, where do you start? Well, you start by becoming more aware of your thoughts and how you attach to them. What are you attaching to your thoughts? Is it an emotion, a feeling? Is it a want to hold on to people, to situations, to things? Is it wanting to claim yourself as a victim? Is it wanting to express yourself as a health condition? You know, the favourite one of the last few years has been mental. See, I like it so much I can't even remember. Mental health. Yeah, that's everybody's, not everybody, apologies. That is the big go-to. Oh, it's mental health. Oh, they've got mental health issues. No, they don't. They have a massive issue with being able to live their dreams, being able to align with who they really are. And they are so trapped in this world and what they believe has happened to them, what they believe has been unfair, unkind, unjust. So thanks, Karen. Yeah, it's the real deal, all right. Yeah, I love that, Karen. I'm going to pinch that. It really is a case of exploring yourself and taking that step to want to understand where you are in yourself and what kind of things you claim about yourself, that you claim to be. So if I ask people to share their personal values, I have actually had many people say, I don't know what that is. And I give them a big hug for their incredible honesty, because other people like to spew out, oh, yeah, my personal values. Well, I'm authentic, integrity, loyal, trustworthy, loving, yeah, but their life's a train wreck. So I'm sorry, would you like to revisit those personal values again? Because if you can't live your personal values, then they are not your personal values of who you are trying to be. They might be your personal values of your soul, but you're certainly not living them. So you're therefore not in alignment with your higher self, your divinity, and certainly not in alignment with the divine. It's amazing, isn't it? Have you ever looked at yourself that way? Have you ever really looked at what it is you hold on to and how you express yourself to other people? How do you show up to other people? It's really incredible, and it's incredulous to go on the journey of discovery and unearthing. Oh, jingies, Joe, what have you got here? So I'll put this up, Joe, I'll let everyone read it. So, Joe, I'd like to share this with everyone. I was relief teaching in a year 3 class today. Oh, you've gone back to system, Joe. And they had a Christmas activity book, and a couple of the children weren't doing the activities. When I asked them why not, they said they don't celebrate Christmas. They were Islam religion. And I told them I don't have a religion. They were surprised I wasn't Christian. It was a gorgeous teaching moment. They believed that everyone had a religion. Ah, wow, look at that. So here we go again with false beliefs. Remembering what I was taking from Dr. Weiss's book the other week about, Kelly might have to remind me, was it the Greeks or the Romans, the Roman emperor, that actually took things out of the original Bible about reincarnation, because the church back in that day the church began their rorting of the Bible and their misrepresentation of God and Jesus. So here we have Muslim kids believing already that everyone has a religion. Well, obviously their parents don't know what an atheist is. So it's a really interesting stuff. And I'm proud of you, Joe, for telling them that you don't have a religion. So our beliefs are also contrived. So where do we come from? When you're investigating what goes on in your head, you need also to be able to look at your beliefs around anything that may be called religious, right? Yeah, Lisa. There's some good bits in that that book about what was removed from the Bible. So being able to look at your beliefs as an observer, and this is the other thing I love to teach, is to become the observer of yourself. It is so empowering. It is so rich in incredible treasures of you being able to know more about who you are not. Like that, who you are not. Because as the personality, as what you put yourself forward, that is not who you really are. That is something that's been created, as I said. So when you have a look at your purpose in this life and the purpose of this life, so your purpose in this life is purely for soul expansion. That's it. Your purpose in this life is to come to a place of being in alignment with your divinity, being able to express yourself from a higher aspect of yourself through the lived experiences. Did you get that mouthful? I think there's a lot that's going to have to be re-listened to in this one. And then the purpose of this life. Well, the purpose of this life as a collective is actually meant to be about the ascension of humanity as a collective. And in that, I'm going to say, failing miserably, failing horrendously. Because as a collective, humans are still way down the list when it comes to being able to accept each other, no matter what color, what creed, what, if you want to use that word, religion, ethnicity, you know, all of that. Yes, huge fail. And the wars, you know, if people just woke up to the fact that there are critters in high positions in countries who actually get together and organize a war, when people wake up to that and they down weapons and say, no, not playing your game, then they will have ascended. But you can't ascend when you are in the mud and when you are so caught up in the illusion. And you can't ascend when you come from a background that has known war for centuries and decades of lives. Somebody has to change it. And, you know, I often used to quote, yes, Jean, wouldn't it? Then we would see world peace. And I often used to quote, him, Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream. You know, his dream was for the Black people of America to be recognized and to be free. And that's how he put it. I have a dream. He was one man. And look what he achieved. One man. And what does everyone say? Oh, I'm just one person. I can't do anything. Now, imagine if in these countries where the governments have got together and deliberately set up for there to be a war, and yes, it's true, you then go out to the minions and one man is willing to stand up. Do you all remember the one man in Tiananmen Square in China? Look what they did to him, but look at the impact that he had. One man who stood in front of those great big tanks and would not be moved because he wanted peace and he wanted people to be free. Throughout history, there has always been that one person. But what's been really interesting is those who have followed or who have enjoyed the courage of that one person have not stepped up to stand with that one person. They stand behind them. It is absolutely, Karen, absolutely. And that's exactly what it is, the training and the programming. Yeah. And so this is where I do agree with the young lady, the young artist, where she said it's all recycling, reset. Well, the resetting's not happening. The recycle happens, absolutely. So if, for example, you had one person who had the gumption to be like Gandhi, to be like Martin Luther King Jr., to be like Mother Teresa. You know, there are these incredible souls throughout history, but they always remain as the one. Imagine if everyone got behind them, equal with them, not behind them and then went back to their stagnant old beliefs and fell back into the ways. I could talk about what we've seen in the last 3 years of people just going back to normal, forgetting what took place. And therein is the human failing. So the purpose of this life, to bring humanity as a collective into a higher frequency, I don't think I am going to see that anytime soon. And I'm not being a naysayer. I am looking at people's behavior over this last 3 years and even in the last few weeks. And yes, there are always beautiful souls, always. There has to be. But they are not in the masses. They are in the minority. The masses make the most noise. The masses are the most blinded. So how can humanity move? How can humanity embrace a collective expansion? You know, in this last 3 years, there's been all these spiritual woo-woos carrying on about the fifth, you know, you're ascending to the fifth dimension, and this is the time of the world, you know, Aquarius and I don't know, the cat's tail, whatever. So I've got news for everyone. I have got a library of amazing spiritual books that date back to the 1940s. In fact, there's one that's got quotes in it from the 1930s. And guess what? They talk about this is the turn of humanity. This is the ascension of humanity. Oh, really? How many times do we need to do that? Well, we need to recycle. But what I'd like to see is the masses get stuck in the rinse part of the cycle and rinse them off, so when they come out, they're actually ready to expand and to embrace that incredible power they hold within. Would you agree? What can you do? Well, you can be that one person. Your light, your way of living. Be the light. Learn to embody and embrace your true self, have the guts to live who you truly are and be the change. Because, definitely, thanks, Kylie. Being a being of the soul, living a soul-led life, means that you are a contributor to the ascension of humanity as a collective. I would really like to build a beautiful unity of souls who are willing to be the real deal. And in that, bring an incredible light to the world for the future of humanity and turn history on its head, because it's time that the history was changed. The history has been the same, recycle, no reset. There's been no reset. Everyone's talking about this is the time of the reset and a new world, those woody woohoos, new world coming. Well, it's been written about for eons, waiting. However, the new world begins within you, because the world around you is a direct reflection of how you live and what you live to. So when you go out and about, if you believe that, and believe, when I'm talking about believing, I really mean the spiritual meaning of belief, which means faith, unwavering faith, and trust. Unwavering trust. That when I use the word belief, that's what I mean. So when you truly live through belief of that level, when you go out without fear. You go out without apprehension, without anxiety, or none of those things can exist when you live through real belief. So when you go out, you just know that there's going to be a car park where you want it to be. You just know that you're going to get a level of service or meet the kind of people that are going to bring kindness, compassion, friendliness, openness to you. And there's no question about that. But not many people actually live belief in its truest form, unwavering faith. Even the number of religious people that I've met, be they C of E or Roman Catholic, Protestant, when it comes to faith, they don't have a handle on it. They have a scripted version of faith and they fall off it very easily. And when they pray or they want assistance from the angels or God, it's an absolute nightmare. It's a begging, it's a demand, and that's not faith either. And that's not how you pray. So unwavering faith and unwavering trust is what true belief is. How are you going with your unwavering faith? What is your concept of faith? And in that is everything that's been contrived and taught to you, your concept of faith. You see, unwavering faith doesn't have a concept, because unwavering faith is through the divinity within you. And it just is. There's nothing else. Unwavering trust. Oh, that's a big one. Like I said about personal values, people love to spew out that they're honest and they're trustworthy because it sounds great and everybody wants to be thought of as trustworthy and honest. But when it comes down to, okay, so you're trustworthy. Oh, your trust is big for me. How do you go with letting yourself down? How do you go with living trust in yourself? Oh, I didn't think it was about me. I mean, I'm really good with trust with other people. Yeah, no, see, no, it's not what it's about. And being able to be honest with yourself, to yourself. So if, for example, you say, I'm going to be on time. You make a statement. I'm going to be on time this week for everything that I'm going to do, and I'm going to be organised. And then Wednesday comes along, you're like, oh, man, I don't know if I can be bothered today. Don't bother. So, you roll up to something when you're ready, or you cancel it altogether because, you can't be bothered. Well, guess what? There went your honesty and there went your trust. Clean out the window. Also went your integrity. So the things that we do with ourselves and what we say to ourselves and what actions we do not take when we have made a pledge, because every time we open our mouths and say, I am going to, that is actually a pledge to the soul. But we're not taught that. We are taught to use words like busy, sorry, which is all BS. So that's a nice friend, Lisa. Trust and belief. Yeah. So you've got to be able first to believe in yourself, and then you've got to be able to trust yourself if you want to really be able to live in a way that is true belief. So you can see from this that the pathway, the spiritual alchemy, is not something that is easy. It's not something that's going to fall at your feet. It is something that is a journey, and it requires your commitment, your unwavering commitment, not the BS, not the, I didn't start today, Gwenda, but I'll start tomorrow. I get a lot of that. And I just, whatever, it's your gig. It doesn't hurt me, but, it's working on you. So have a think about where you sit. Maybe make yourself a chart and check in with yourself about how often are you honest and trustworthy with yourself. Where are you with unwavering faith and unwavering trust in your own divinity and with the divine? If you've ever used the words, God, where are you? God, how could you let this happen? You better go back and revisit your belief. So powerful stuff, hey? Have I got you thinking? Has Archangel Ezekiel got you thinking? It's even more than powerful. It's incredible to do this journey, to live this journey, to really embody spiritual alchemy. There is nothing like it. And at least when you get up there in front of good old cranky St. Paul, you'll get in the door. You won't be spun around and going, I'll see you later. Lovely, Michelle. Give you a little bit more thinking after Saturday. So I think Lisa will say the same thing, Michelle. It is really worth it. You know, start to really explore the amazing being that you are and discovering what makes you tick really beyond other people's comments, beyond other people's conversations. Can you bow out of a conversation with ease that is not aligned with where you want to be? I bow out of anything. I move away from anything and anyone, and I have no qualms about it because I know what it is to be aligned to my soul, and that's where I want to be. I'm not here in this rat race, in this circus, for anybody else, meaning to live in their vibration. I'm here to lift the vibration, to shift the frequency gauge. That's what I'm here for. And I won't compromise on that. Karen's thinking too. Anybody else in the thinking zone? So thank you to Archangel Ezekiel again. He seems to be my best buddy at the moment. Thank you all for turning up tonight again. Next week is our last Soul and Beyond for this year. I'll be going on a break for Christmas, and I hope that you will all be having that's a good one, Kelly. I hope that you have all got something nice planned for your Christmas. I'm really looking forward to it. And even over these next 3 days, I have the absolute joy. I'm so thrilled to have my 3 big grandchildren with me. I think they're all taller than me now. And that's just everything. So wonderful Christmas present. And I like that, Joe. Have you really? I would ask you to revisit that. You have trouble finding people to walk towards. That's an awesome line. I should write a blog on that, Joe. Finding people to walk towards. Well, for the young man that came today to find out why he has energetic shackles around his ankle, which is actually causing problems in his physical ankle, I think some of the insight that came to him from Archangel Ezekiel would answer your question, Joe. It's not about you finding those people. It's about how you are living so that your light brings those people to you. When we search, we won't find. Remember too, I'm just being asked to remind you, ask and you shall receive. You will always bring people to you that are either on the same vibration or transiting, maybe. However, there is an issue with your belief, and that needs to be resolved for you to be able to have the people that really align with you, for them to come into your life. So it's not about finding them for any of you. It's about you becoming the light for the moth. And that's how it all changes. And I'm so going to squash that blowfly. Reach at any time. That's lovely, Kelly. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lisa. That's awesome. Lots and lots and lots of love hearts back to you. And you're very welcome, Jean. Very welcome. I'm glad you found it wonderful and you enjoyed it. Same here, Joe, from Farmer Tribe. Okay, well, you girls need to work on being the lamplight and attracting the moth, the right moth, rather than looking for them. But yeah, I think I'll back Kelly in that. Joe, you're in good company here. And few of the ladies on tonight are also in the Spirit Seekers Society, and that's what we work with in there. And I will only have people of a certain caliber in there for good reason. Kylie, thank you. You're very welcome. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I will look forward to my Christmas break after next week. So I will be here for next week's Soul and Beyond. And then after that, I'll be on leave. Well, I'll actually be on leave that day, but I'm going to come in because I want to be here. It's thank you, Kelly. We have a lot of fun in there. So that's something to think about, Joe. There's a great tribe of people, definitely beautiful lamp holders, learning to be bigger lamp holders, but it's very much a place of heart and soul. So on that note, I'll say good night, everyone, and wish you well. Hope you have a lovely evening, and I look forward to seeing you next week, unless I get to see you in person between now and then. God bless. Take care.